Rooibos represents a quarter of South Africa's tea market by value and generates over R500 million annually in revenues, mainly from exports. And demand is expected to get a further boost from this R1.2 million international grant fund, originating in the Netherlands as the industry looks to new markets and value-added products. The fund is also set to provide direction to the marketing of Rooibos globally, starting with the world's biggest tea market, Germany.
So the first part of the fund, or the first part of this project, looked particularly at that German market because 90% of the Rooibos that is exported in bulk. There's no value added to it, and clearly one of the ways that the industry can grow the value of exports is to add some local value. So it was looking at some of the markets that this tea was exported onto from Germany, and to see whether there were any opportunities within those markets. Out of that, Austria and Switzerland were two other markets where we have now started a marketing campaign to try and increase imports into those markets.
Rooibos is an indigenous herbal tea consumed for its high antioxidant content and has applications to a range of consumer goods, from cosmetics to fabric dyes. One key outcome of the study will be standardizing production data and establishing stability in the market, which varies widely on price and volume.
In 2004, we were still in the boom of Rooibos tea and the export market was going mad. And the farmers received up to 17 rand a kilo for the tea. And then the farmers went a bit crazy and they planted a lot of tea because they saw this as a huge opportunity. It was giving them much better yields than other crops like wheat, for instance. And so a lot of people planted Rooibos tea, and the total crop here in 2008-2009 was over 22,000 tons, where the demand was only about 13,000 to 14,000 tons. So you can imagine with a more than double supply in the market, it was about to crash. And then we saw the prices coming down to R4.50 in 2009, and that was far, far below the production cost of the farmers. So now we're down to much lower production levels, I think under 10,000 tons. And the price is now stabilized again at ex-farm gate level around about 12 rand a kilo.
People are looking for some sort of stability. They want to know that there's production stability. They want to know that they can get what they need. And also they want to be able to have, while the price is always going to fluctuate a little bit, they want to have some idea of what it's going to cost them. So part of this research is just looking at that production data and seeing if as a consequence of better understanding the production data and better understanding the cycles, can take some of the radical fluctuations out of it.
Almost 3/4 of the 6,000 tons of Rooibos exported annually is directed at South Africa's traditional export market, the Eurozone. Given the economic challenges in the region, producers are now targeting new markets in developing economies, particularly in the Far East. The South African Rooibos Council is currently finalizing an export development plan, identifying new regions.
So what we're looking at the moment is two other markets where there's already a very strong tea culture. So one of those is Dubai and the other is Taiwan.
Meanwhile, exporters are increasingly seeing value-added products as an alternative growth route, and this will be another focus of the development for the fund.
We launched 2 years ago and we purely base our product on Rooibos. And it's, like I said, it's one of those things, it's one of nobody's done it before and based it just on Rooibos. You know, previous iced tea brands have mixed it up. They've got a black tea, they've got a white tea. We've decided to go fully around Rooibos. It's in our name, Bos. It allows us to play with our African heritage, and it gives us, for us, a great competitive advantage.
The grant fund will be managed by the International Trade Center under the control of the World Trade Organization. If successful, this project will go a long way towards harnessing growth, both in exports and revenue of this unique South African product. This is Harvey reporting from Cape Town, South Africa.